Welcome to Live, Let Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Myka and Steve.
Hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode
of Live,
Let Thrive.
Up in this mug. What's going on, Myka, man?
Chilling, man. How you been?
You know, little this, little that. This is episode 105 of your favorite Airbnb, VRBO, share economy, turo, Lyft, all that stuff podcast. And we're glad to be back.
Yeah, glad to be back. We got a lot of stuff to cover on this episode.
I took your line, man. Shit, I'm sorry.
What'd you say? Oh, no. We got a lot of stuff to cover on this one, man.
We got a lot of stuff, man. So how you been, man? What's new with you? I know you've been trying to find a spot to build your castle.
Yeah. So still doing that. I got something else in the works. I'm kind of iffy on doing it, but I think I'm going to 1031 exchange my condo.
Okay.
While I do, and then I don't have to worry about like really bank statements and all that because just a 1031, they know you have the down payment. It'll be a huge down payment or whatever. But I think I'm a 1031 exchange it and get a multifamily.
Okay.
I kill two birds with one stone.
See, 1031 is great, and well, how it works is, you whatever property you sell, you can find something equal or greater value. You can buy something like equal or greater value, and you can use the money, profit you make from that goes into the next project, zero taxes.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people do it all the time. It's really, investors talk about it a lot, but a lot of regular folks do it too. When they move up to the next house and the next house, they just pour the money, they pull out, which is, to me, it's stupid. I've been trying to school them lately, Myka. I've been like, yeah, I guess we're going to just put the money from our house we sell, we'll just put it into the next house so we'll get lower payments. I'm like, no, put that shit in your bank account, man. You earn that. That's equity. Turn that into something that makes you money. But so how I was gonna ask how you're doing it. Are you gonna sell the condo first, and then it'll give you 6 months to find the next property?
Yeah.
Before you. Yeah. So you're not
gonna. I'm gonna fix it up first before I sell it.
Oh, okay.
So cool. I might do like a little small refi, like a 20K, pull 20K out of it, 20K equity out of it.
Nice.
Put that back into the condo so I can sell it for a little bit more value. Sell it, then do a 1031, have it sitting there. So, but yeah, man, I've been looking at places. I had to, due to recent events, the reason why the land started becoming so hard was due to recent events in Arlington. So I was like, I can't look in Arlington. Arlington's too hot for what I'm trying to do. Actually, Steve's the one who convinced me Arlington was hot. So
that's how hot it is. That's how hot Arlington is right now.
So before we hop into that, so I pretty much had to change my strategy of where I was looking for houses. So I changed my strategy of where I was looking for houses. I was like, man, I'm taking Arlington off the list. I got to go Cedar Hill, Grand Prairie, Mansfield. So let's dive right in, Steve. What happened?
We always talk about ups and downs in this real estate or Airbnb game. And well, I've been doing Airbnb for just a little bit on my house in Arlington. And I had long-term corporate renters in there, which is great. I highly recommend that. And but they had left, so I had a little gap. I was like, you know what? Let me just try this. Let me just try to fit this in under the under the radar a little bit, Airbnb underground. And so that's what I did. I started Airbnb, started making good money, made the place look nice, and I was happy, dude. I was like, yes, this is going great. And then in the meantime, we have guys in Arlington, part of a group that's trying to put a lawsuit against the city. They said, yeah, we should get an injunction against the city, so that'll give everybody at least a year or two before it's all getting settled to do Airbnb without being messed with by the city. Anyways, the judge, it's funny. Another thing, in the courtroom that they did this in was in Fort Worth, and it was called the Vandergriff courtroom or Vandergriff building, whatever. Mm-hmm. Which Vandergrift used to be the big boss hog of Arlington. So I was like, that's a bad sign right there.
Used to be? What do you mean? Vandergrift Hyundai, Vandergrift Kia,
yeah,
still is.
The senior, yeah. His family probably still run Arlington, but he's passed away a few years back. But anyways, he was the big kingpin of Arlington. He brought the Rangers here. That was his big claim to fame. And he made sure public transit would never come here. That's his other claim to fame.
I didn't know that was him.
Just assuming. But anyways, they lost the injunction. So pretty much, sorry guys, we don't have an injunction. We're still going to go through with the lawsuit, and who knows how long that's going to take. And I guess in the meantime, it's everybody for themselves. And so Arlington wasted no time, man. They started sending out tickets, and I got a ticket. I don't know how they found my house. I have no idea. I have kind of ideas. Yeah, we'll touch on that. But
how much was this ticket for?
I looked it up. It didn't say it on the ticket. You got to look it up online, and it was like $332, something like that. Yeah, I was scared because I was thinking it was one of those $2,000 tickets they've been talking about,
Mm-hmm.
But I got this one. Here's the thing. I'm cool with going corporate. I actually prefer corporate. Corporate's nice.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are saying that, and because it's just it's like a long-term rental, but it pays you more money. And so that I'm hoping, I'm already setting my place up to do that. But the thing is, I have bookings, filled up all the way through December. I don't want
now you do?
Yeah, through December.
That ain't bad.
That's not too bad. I went ahead and as soon as I got this ticket, I hit January 2nd and beyond, because January 1st people got hangovers if they're going to rent it out for New Year's. And so January 2nd and beyond is all blocked off. So I said, well, hopefully this scenario plays out. Whatever. If it does, it does. It don't, it don't. It gives you have 30 days to go into the courthouse and contest a ticket, just like a speeding ticket, whatever. You have 30 days to go show your face and say, hey, I want a trial. And, or I want to, talk in front of the judge. And so, and I've done this before in the past, long time ago. I waited all the way up to the 30-day mark and went there, and then I scheduled my trial with the judge. And also you can delay it twice because, shit happens in life. So you can, they'll schedule a trial out a month ahead or so, and then you go, okay, can I get an extension? You can get 2 extensions. So that pushes it out even farther. If you're a young college dude trying to don't have a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And so with this, hopefully, this is like, this is the first round of tickets they're giving, and they're going to let everybody start fighting these or start, showing up to pay them or whatever, instead of just pounding them every single day with tickets. I don't know if they'll do that, but I haven't got another one yet, knock on wood. But that's what my plan is, to wait 30 days, which would be like November 18th, and then schedule my court date, which that'll be right before the holidays. So I'm sure that I won't have a court date till like mid-January or beyond, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And unless Arlington's, more concerned with this instead of all the murders they got to solve, whatever. But, but anyways, so my plan is to have stopped by January 1st. And if I do go in there and see, hopefully I just get this one, go hopefully and go see a judge or talk to a judge and say, I've been renting it out long term. Maybe someone that I was renting it out to at the time was doing some stuff behind my back. I don't know, but I have nothing on Airbnb, blah, blah, blah. See what happens. Worst thing that happen, I could have to pay the damn ticket, whatever. But this is how an optimist looks at it. Because if you're going to go down, and the thing is, I'm outside of that like 1 mile radius where you can do Airbnb in Arlington, which is bullshit. But if you go and try to get a permit, which is what the ticket was for, doing Airbnb without a permit. If you go and try to get a permit, you have to pay $500, and then you're gonna fill out all the paperwork, and then hopefully, it might be a few months later, you might get approved. Mm-hmm. I already know. If you're outside that line, you're not gonna get approved. It's gonna be a no. So you're gonna spend $500 for nothing.
So question, this is where we need to discuss. So is the city willingly taking money from people outside of the entertainment district? Are they taking money from people that are outside the entertainment district?
Like like tax wise, like hot taxes?
No, like let's say
Like
you pay
for-
$500. If you're outside the entertainment industry, they shouldn't take your $500, right?
In theory, they shouldn't, unless it's just the secretary just hands you the forms here, fill this out, and make a check kind of thing. I don't know the rules.
Yeah, unless they just out here pretty much pimping.
Because it's a non-refundable 500 too. So if they deny you, you don't get it back.
I would go up there and try, like with the random property that's outside of it, and then if they let you write up a check for 500, right, and before you hand it to them, be like, "Well, I'm outside the entertainment district. Are y'all just straight taking checks up in here? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, it sounds like y'all on some bullshit to me." But go ahead.
No, it is straight up bullshit. But the thing is, so this is how I'm dealing with it in my mind. Hopefully, this is the only citation I get from this, and I can fight it. Like I said, I'll push it off a couple months, fight it in January or February, whatever. And by then, we'll see. That's the thing too. By January 1st, that's when they're going to implement the full ban for everybody. Even the people that have been, permits, paying hot, all that stuff that are outside the entertainment district. Sorry, y'all got to stop. January 1st is the big shutdown. So October, I think they've sent the first round of citations, and I'm thinking, January they're going to citate. Is that a word? Citate? If they're going to ticket everybody. And so here's what I'm thinking. Like I was saying, trying to rationalize things, trying to make it a softer punch to the face a little bit is, okay, ticket. I did Airbnb for a few months. I got a ticket for $330, and but I guess it's better than paying $500 to try to get a permit and do it and not be able to do it. So I'm saving a couple $100 in my mind.
Yeah.
And I was able to do it for a certain amount of time, make some pretty good money. And January is turning into a corporate rental.
So when you first told me, I thought it was literally just one of those warnings. Like, like Arlington, the city of Arlington, they hand out these little warnings. Like, let's say your grass is too high or something like that. They'll hand out this little warning and they'll stick it on your doors. That's what I thought you were talking about. I'm like, okay, they gave you a warning. But then you're like, no, it's a legit ticket. Like, I got to pay $300. So my thing was, this was my thinking, because when I asked you, I was like, well, you said 30 days. I was like, well, use up the 30. Go down there and try to get your permit. But then you came back and said, this is what really made me jump shit about. You were like, well, they said during the waiting period, you can't Airbnb your house, right?
Right.
Damn.
You
So
have to
it's
be approved. They have to go and physically look at your house, make sure it's all safety stuff's right and everything. And you got to have signed off from your neighbors, I believe, that they'll let you do Airbnb. Yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds, man.
Yeah, so after you told me that part, I was like, oh, yeah, I jumped ship then. Yeah, I wouldn't pay the $500. I just turn it corporate. And for those that don't know what corporate is, it's when you pretty much rent out a fully furnished place to business travelers, IT, traveling nurses. And about that, I was telling Steve. Steve asked me, hey, how much can I rent this place for? And I was like, hey, private room, you can rent it for like $700. If you have a private room with a private bath, you can go up to $1,100. So if you have 4 bedrooms, 700 times 3, that's $2,100 plus another $1,100. It's about $3,000 a month.
That's good money without having to do any cleanings or turnovers. That's a beautiful thing.
Well, you would have to do turnovers, but it wouldn't be as frequent.
Yeah, not like every other day, every few days.
Yeah.
Because that cuts into your money. What you just got me thinking of too, and it reminds me what what's his name said, Adam James. He said that he goes into like condos and he separates the rooms, or he does something where like he'll make one room like he'll add a bath to it, or he'll add a kitchenette. I mean, he'll make each room like a self-sufficient unit, and it costs him money to do it. But I mean, that's what I'm leaning towards. When you said like have their own shower and stuff, I have that huge back room. That's apart from, it used to be the garage back in the day, but they converted it it's a really nice big room. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking I could put a bathroom kind of shower thing in that, man. That could be its own apartment right there.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. You can make it a suite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got to be careful when selling it, because Arlington don't allow 2 entrances.
It already has an entrance to it.
No, I mean like an entrance into a dwelling unit. I mean, I don't think people would care, but Arlington's on some bull. Like they're like the building restrictions here are crazy. Like they're like straight crazy. Like you can't build a house. Like if you have an attachment to another dwelling unit, you're not allowed to build it. You can customize it, but I don't know. I would do it though. I would do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you plan on keeping the house a long time, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Because that big back room you're talking about, that would be a perfect 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment.
Yeah. Yeah. Big time. The only thing is that's where the washer and dryer unit is, inside there. The washer and dryer room is inside that room. If I could make a different entrance to that, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
You know, but I have to talk to some people and see about it. Cause it is, I mean, and also you remember when we walked, when you used to come over to my house, that house, and we did podcasts. So you'd walk in and take a left, and that was the dining area.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of building the wall, the one that towards the living room, and putting a door right there on the left, or French doors or some kind of door where they can lock it and stuff. And that'll be another bedroom. So I'll have 4 bedrooms plus that add-on red bedroom in the back. Just maximize it.
Yeah, you can pull it off, man. I say do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just so many ways. There's so many ways that you can try before just shutting down shop. Go the corporate route. But let me touch on something that we said we were going to talk about. You were saying, how did you get caught? So the city of Arlington and other cities, I think New York uses it. People that are listening, y'all can go ahead and look this up. It's called host compliance. They pretty much are a solution for local governments to crack down on Airbnbs, short-term rentals. They pretty much, how they're getting the information, I don't technically know. They do have a pricing service. I don't know how they're getting the information. I personally think technically Airbnb or whoever else, they have to be giving up the information. A lot of people like Airbnb doesn't give out your personal information. I'm not sold on that, but I mean, they have to kind of be giving up your information, so.
I don't believe that myself. Mm-hmm. Not until they get like a court ruling against them where they have to give it to them. You know what I'm saying? In that scenario, I think, they would, you'd have to, it's the law. But as far as, I mean, if they just kind of, they give you a little disclaimer whenever you sign up and say, hey, be sure to check your local laws, because we're not going to check them for you. And they just know that more streams of income every single day keeps coming into them. Why would they go and tattletale on the money makers? You know what I'm saying? That's just my thought. Unless they were forced to by the city with like a lawsuit or something, which is what New York is trying to do. You don't think host compliance
would pay them to get that information if they're selling it?
But
host compliance costs money. They sell that information to the government. That ain't free.
No. I know the local governments are paying for it. Hotel lobbies are paying for it. But I don't think that Airbnb is going to sell our information to them if they're making money off of us. They'll be cutting themselves in the throat. Why would they keep?
They just bought Hotel Tonight. They're buying hotels.
Okay. I disagree though. I disagree because
but I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't call them innocent. Why the hell would I call them? They're buying hotels. They're competing against their hosts. What's Airbnb's biggest expense? Hosts. I got to pay you. What's Uber's biggest expense?
Paying us. They're just taking a chunk of what we're making is what it is.
Exactly. What if I remove that?
Remove that.
I make more money. What's Uber trying to do right now? Get rid of the driver.
I mean, it's possible.
But I'm not saying it is them. But I'm not putting it past them. I'm not.
I just think host compliance is getting really, day by day getting more advanced in the ways they could find people.
Okay.
And I think a contributing factor would be the fact that I was doing Airbnb in Hearst and whatever host compliance already found out. Okay, so-and-so in Hearst, Texas at blah, blah, blah address is doing Airbnb. And it files it in their computer, right? And if I'm doing, if I was host compliance, I would, of course, put this person in the database and, let's see what other properties this guy has. Yeah. And then just analyze it and, okay, well, this one over here in a long-term in Arlington, go check it out.
Well, but isn't your Airbnb not under your name?
It's, what do you? Not, well, you mean on the website, right?
Yeah, not under your name, is it?
No. I'm saying they see it as property owner Stephen.
Gotcha.
Has already been popped. He's in our system as an Airbnb-er. So let's go look at his other properties. It's public. It's public access. They can find out what other properties I own.
So, and how is host compliance getting this information?
Through the cities, man. Duh.
Through what?
Through the cities.
But if your address, if you ain't on Airbnb or on those websites, they ain't getting your information, right?
But I was in Hearst. I'm just saying that they found me in Hearst, and they could just
I'm saying before that though. Before that, how are they getting this? How is host compliance grabbing that information? If I put my place right now on Airbnb, VRBO, wherever, how are they grabbing that information? Where would you get it from? That's my whole thing. Let's say somebody, now your other thing when you was like, let's say Turnover B&B's giving it up, which that's an interesting one. I don't know. So I don't know.
You still there?
Yeah.
See, that's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of with Turnover B&B. Because I was like, well, because we have to give them our addresses, and to sign up. And I was like, well, the cleaners can see my house, my address, and everything. And what's to say someone that's trying to shut down Airbnbs can't jump on there and see to have the whole list of the whole city that uses Turnover B&B, right? Let's look at all the houses, all the addresses, and boom, simple, right?
Yeah,
that's just my
Yeah, it's just so many ways. It's just like, man, because it just seems like to me, it's just like, man, y'all grabbing all this information, and I don't know, man, it's getting crazy.
Yeah, well, anyways, profits, because I think that is a better way. I mean, unless you have a killer spot like on a beach house or something, something unique that would make a great Airbnb, and in a city that's friendly to Airbnbs. But trying to skirt the system, man, it's getting too hard out there for. Host compliance is and the cities are popping people, and it's getting too hard to hide. The Wild West is over. The Wild West is over. And now one thing that did come up. What happened if that house was under an LLC where they couldn't find my name? What would have happened in that case? Where would the ticket go?
Oh, they can find your name under LLC. BiggerPockets talks about a program that does that. Yeah, you can go find the members of the LLC. I forgot the website. I'll if I remember it, I'll tell you to put it in the show notes. But yeah, it's a website that you can go find the members of an LLC.
Because I
know NAV does it. NAV.
Mm-hmm.
Like you put LLC in there, it'll tell you who the members are. Because I did it with my LLC. I was like, oh, shit. Knew exactly who it was. Yeah, it's a few technologies out there. Because you got to realize that's public information, too. Like the members of the LLC. Just like
it is.
Yeah, it's public info.
Now, a unique thing I heard, I need to go back to this episode. It was an old episode of BiggerPockets. Where they were talking about lawsuits and how to protect yourself from lawsuits. And he said, if you're going to be in real estate long enough, inevitably you're going to get sued. So here's how to protect yourself. And it showed this guy was on there, man. He was cold-blooded. He would do some crazy stuff. He would put a LLC through a corporation in Delaware and wrap it through New Mexico where, they couldn't find him. They couldn't find a trace of him at all. So if like all his hundreds of houses or whatever, one day someone tries to sue and get all his stuff, they try to look up at all his possessions. They couldn't find, they wouldn't be able to find anything. He had it wrapped up so tight.
Damn.
But and he said that's what rich people don't own anything. They just control everything.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Getting everything out your personal name.
Yeah, so then they get sued. Sue me for what? I don't have anything.
Straight up, man. Straight up.
It's freaking genius. I need to go back to that episode.
One of the most genius things I ever heard, man. This is from Master P. Him and his wife went through a divorce. And he was a pretty rich dude, man. He had money. So he took all his assets and he put them in his son's name. So when they came after him, he was like, oh, we got nothing. His son's name. I was like, damn, that's genius.
And that worked?
Hell yeah. He ain't got nothing. He put it in his son's name.
Damn.
Yeah, you know, so I was like, damn. But yeah, I got to look up like everything that happened with that. But yeah, man, it was crazy. I was like, oh shit. Well, yeah, it's all types of ways. It's all types of ways to get away with it, you know?
So okay. Did you want to go into something else too? Because we got a buttload of topics here, man.
Yeah, man. It's just, but yeah, people that are in those cities, man. Yeah, the underground thing is starting to go away. So yeah, just may want to look at some legitimate places. But yeah, that's.
You're hearing that from the underground experts here. Sorry.
Yeah, man. So yeah, Steve asked our Airbnb stays number.
For now, unless I have a spot like on the beach somewhere, you know.
It's something to consider after this. It's something to consider, you know.
Yeah.
It's something to look at, you know.
Exactly. I was gonna ask you something.
Right.
All right. Well, California's burning down again, right?
Yeah.
Got the fires out of control.
Yeah.
There's a certain famous California native named LeBron who had to evacuate.
For real?
Him and his family had to evacuate. Damn. And so I was wondering if you have that open doors policy, would you let LeBron stay at one of your cribs?
Oh yeah, because I know LeBron will throw me some change.
Don't worry, he's probably got a few other cribs around LA that he can hang out at.
But I didn't know he had to evacuate. But I've been getting a bunch of those open homes been sending me a bunch of stuff because like Sonoma County, which is where I have like a lot of my timeshares are in Sonoma County up in Windsor, California. Yeah, they get hit, but I get hit with those every year. It's every year I have resorts shut down due to fires. That's actually one reason I was like, damn, I don't know about buying nothing in California. So yeah, it's interesting, especially up north. That's where those wildfires just run rampant.
Yeah. Every year it happens, man. It's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
They don't get no rain over there.
Yeah, it's good and bad. It has its goods and bad, man. but I mean, hey, yeah, wow, that's one reason that keeps me back. Plus all the other weird tenancy laws out there.
Because you've let open door. You did that before, right? With people from the Houston hurricane. Well,
I didn't technically do open door. I just kind of gave a few. I just bought timeshare spots and gave it to them. So I just did it I just went in and gave people spots.
That's cool, man.
Did a couple of them. I didn't really just do open door though.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought you let some of the victims stay at your house in Arlington.
No, I had some people come up. I believe I had some people come up. They'd end up paying. So yeah, I had some people come up who were like, "Yeah, man, we were gotten away from the flood." And some of the people I think came, they weren't even affected by it. They just got the hell up out of there. They wasn't about to sit around and wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's another thing about living in Houston. Like, I love Houston. I want to live down there, but I was like, dang, I don't know about them floods, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna throw you a curveball.
Okay.
Because it's baseball right now. The World Series is going on. So speaking of Houston and World Series, I'm gonna throw you a curveball. One of my favorite Myka quotes, because you've been putting quotes, our quotes online on Instagram and Facebook, right? And they're funny. And they're good. We'll get into the one you did. You put my quote up. I can't believe you actually put it up, but it was actually hilarious. Oh. And with the music to boot. I was like, freaking A. But anyways, before we get into that, I'll put a note. We gotta get into that. One of my favorite Myka quotes. You didn't put it online yet, and
really,
you might not put it on there, but one of my favorite one was. One for the time, one for the shine. And if you're not watching this on video, I'm putting up two watches. I got my Apple Watch over here on my right hand, and I got my fake Rolex on my left hand.
You're Invicta?
Invicta.
I love Invicta.
It's a imitation Rolex. It's similar. It's inspired by Rolex. So if I was gonna get a Rolex, I'd get this one because I dig this one a lot. It's like Mariner, Submariner, whatever the hell. But I think it's cool. And I couldn't afford the $10,000 Rolex, so I bought the $80 Invicta, and it looks just as nice. But anyways, Myka told me a long time ago, yeah, you got to wear them both, man. One for the time, one for the shine. So my curveball, my question to you, see, we get crazy on this show sometimes, is what could that quote actually teach an entrepreneur?
I don't know, but I honestly got the quote from Martin. Well, Martin's was a little different, man. Dude came up to him and he had this watch on. He was like, "What time is it?" And they looked. He was like, "Man, you got on a watch. You don't know what time it is?" He goes, "It's for the shine, not the time." But yeah, that's where I kind of got the quote. But I don't know. One for the shine. Have on 2 watches, I guess.
Well, if you dig deeper into it, you know what I'm saying? It's and I would go like this. One for the time, one for the shine. It doesn't have to be about watches, right? If you look at someone like Grant Cardone, for example, he's flashy as can be. He's all over the screens, talking this and turning everybody's opinion about money on its head, just cash is trash, he puts all these crazy quotes out there, right? And savings for losers, all this stuff. And so, but he's flamboyant and he's out there, he's funny as hell, he's cool, he's flashing all his watches and cars and all this stuff. But so that's his shine. He's showing everybody. But he's also got the time because he's got he's a real estate mogul. And he's getting all these people's money. He's promising them like 5% return, 6% returns. That's not a lot of return. You're giving someone money, which is also taxed on, whatever. But that's his time. He's keeping time and he's keeping the shine. He's blinding everybody with the shine. They're throwing money at him because that's a cool mofo. He's gonna grow my money. Yeah. And then he's keeping the time with his real business. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
If I can dig deep.
Yeah. The shine and the time. Yeah, I like Grant Cardone. He is flamboyant. The flamboyant thing that grabs people, man. That grabs people's attention, especially if you're teaching people how to do it. Like Floyd Mayweather, like he's real flamboyant, but you can't do what he does for money, man. You can't just go beat people up. That shit hard as hell. 50-0. So but Grant Cardone give it to you way like, yeah, anybody can do this, man. Just invest in this, invest in it, So, yeah, man, the shine is what that gets people attracted, man. It gets people attracted. So, I like how he does that.
One for the time, one for the shine. That's the title of this show.
One for the time, one for the shine. So, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
With your Arlington, so since you're going 100% corporate, are you thinking about still continuing the Airbnb game by possibly selling an Arlington property and getting some going like, let's say, GP, Grand Prairie?
I had thought about that. And here's one way I can answer it and that was my initial thought once I got the tickets. Man, F this freaking house. I'm gonna sell it and get me something else somewhere else. Yeah, I was thinking Grand Prairie. I've always been drawn there. But you can't in business. You can't be a reactionary.
Correct.
You gotta let things play out sometimes. And even though it's hard having things to me, especially in my personality, I hate having things in limbo. I hate like uncertainty. I hate that the most. I want to do something, but I can't. I got to wait till that deadline. Then the next, I got to wait. Breathe, step away from it, let it settle down and come back to it. And then you'll make a more clear decision. And so my first clear decision on that matter would be if I do end up selling it, which is always an option. It's always an option. I think I'll make a little bit of money on it because I got it pretty good price. And I would, first of all, I'd wait till the spring. There's no way I'm selling it right. This is the worst freaking time to sell a house. It's right now, right before the holiday. After summer, right before the holiday, it's the terrible time to sell a house. Don't be stupid and try to sell a house during this time.
Don't be telling people that I'm trying to buy a house right now. Sell your shit right now.
Those people ain't listening to our show. We got smart investor type. And or don't even. And another tip is don't have your leases. If you're doing long-term leases, don't have them end at this time too. It's a terrible time for a lease to end, right? Right around the holidays or winter. You don't.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I've heard that. I think you even our buddy Can, he makes sure his leases end around spring. So in case the renters do have to bounce, he can get someone in there quickly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
get it returned and
summer.
rent it out quickly. Don't ever let your leases end at this time of year, October, November, December, January. It's just not a good time because people already got their kids locked in schools. They got their jobs, their school all situated. They're not going to move at this time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So long-term leases or selling a house, yeah, it's the worst time right now to do that. So I would definitely hold off on that big decision till spring. And if I'm not doing that well in corporate or just Arlington, I don't know. It's just, if I just feel like it would be a better move, yeah, I would definitely sell it in the spring.
Yeah. And you can always long-term it if you just like forget it, I'm gonna hold on to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's another option.
Yeah, this is so many plays.
The only thing is with that, I'm nervous about a little bit. Is you're saying a lot of these people are jumping ship, and a lot of these houses are hitting the rental market right now. So it's gonna be, and they're gonna price them to rent. People are scared, People are like, I got to get this house rented, man. I got to get this mortgage paid. And so, like, they're going to drop their price. The other person's going to drop their price. It's going to be a race to the bottom. That's what I'm worried about.
Because I ain't going to lie, man. The last week, like 3 or 4 good deals in Arlington hit my phone. Like, I'm saying 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,200 square feet, going for like 130.
Really?
Damn. Yeah.
That's not in the hood.
They ain't probably in the hood, but for that much in Arlington, fast that's about to go back, man. And they were Airbnb houses. You can tell some of them they're taking pictures of them fully furnished. I'm like, I know they ain't staged it. That was an Airbnb.
Yeah.
So it's like, and like you said, it's a bad time to sell. So they're about to be undercutting the market, and I'm like, I'm thinking like, dang, if I go ahead and buy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting.
You just can't Airbnb it when you grab it though.
I know. I'd long term it for that price. It'd be a long term for sure. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens around here.
For 150, or how much did you say? 130, 140?
130 to 150. I've seen them for like 125, all the way up to like 150, 167. Okay.
So you're gonna at least want $1,300 to $1,500 a month to get your 1% rule, right?
Yeah. Yep.
The thing is, I've seen some bigger houses than that. They're renting out for $1,300 to $1,500 a month. It's not. Yeah. No.
What?
Yeah.
See, most of the time when you go into them houses, they're being under rented. They don't know what they're doing. Either they're doing it themselves, or most property management companies ain't renting it like that. You know what I mean? Because they got the clientele. But
right.
Yeah, I think that's an advantage if you know how to use corporate rentals. You get a better tenant in there.
Yep.
But
because who do you use like when you check people out? Do you use like Cozy when you check out their background and all that?
Yeah, I use Cozy for background checks.
Okay, now with credit, what do you look at in somebody?
Cozy?
I mean, what kind of score? What kind of stuff on the record?
Oh, I do 700 and up.
It's written in stone. You don't want nothing below 700 at all.
Yeah, 700 and up. I've never had a problem. Pay on time every time. Every time it's a 700. 500. I ain't gonna lie. I let a 500 stay, but I made him pay me everything up front cash. Like, I need that 3,200 right now. Straight up. Yeah, and I think he might have been a little now. He said he was an IT guy. I was like, yeah, right. Yeah. But no, I took it straight cash up front, but and his score was like a 550. Can't trust nobody with bad credit. All my bad credit folks out there, I'm just joking, man. We just lost a bunch of listeners.
Lost a lot of listeners.
I'm playing, man.
We love bad credit people because we'll fix your credit for you, man.
Yeah. I didn't have bad. Well, no, I ain't. But no, man. We give tips on how to get your credit up. To make you a trustworthy person. But
Hey man, some people go through these messy divorces and they just destroys their credit. It's not their fault.
That's true. Because I tell people all the time, man, like people don't talk enough, especially if you're married or in a relationship. People don't talk much about finances. Like, man, you should always check someone's credit score before you start dating them, in my opinion.
That's smart right there.
Tell people, he used to laugh when I said, I'm dead too. You should check somebody's credit score. Because, like, honestly, this is what it comes down to. Credit score, it really affects your life decision. It tells you someone's life, someone's decisions that they make. Like, it's okay, you got bad credit because, okay, you had to help a family member out, things like that, you know. But if you got bad credit because you've been buying Louis V purses, I don't know about that, you know. I can't really justify this, you know. So I don't know, man. That's just how I look at it.
Oh man, that's funny. That makes me think. A buddy of mine, he was his wife. You know, she'd been from another country. She'd been staying, you know, chilling at home, not really wanting to get a job for a while. But she finally got some employment after being here for a few years. You know, what I'm saying? Like 6-7 years. And so she
6-7 years.
Yeah, something like that. They don't got no kids or nothing. But she wanted the flexibility to travel home and stuff. And I hope I ain't giving away too much info on my buddy, but I don't think he listens to the show. But anyways, it's nothing bad. He just said finally she got a job, right? And so she finally got a job. And it got her first paycheck. And first thing she went done and it was bought a Michael Kors bag with the first paycheck. Second paycheck, she bought some leather boots. I'm like, oh, well. Oh, man. Like you said, I mean.
Homie's sitting on a liability. No.
But that's what people are, man. I mean, they'll be broke as a joke, but they'll find a way to get this, the newest iPhone and shit. I mean, like, come on, man. See people. I see some, like, broke-ass people, like, arguing over something and saying about how their new iPhone is knocking about they have a newer iPhone than me, man. I'm like, what the hell? But that's what they spend all their money on. They stay broke. They always got to get the newest brand. Oh, I gotta have the newest iPhone. I'm like, okay, well, shit.
That's crazy, man.
Stay broke, man.
Oh, going back to what you were talking about with them finding you. So now on your Airbnb calendar, if you log into your Airbnb on your on your desktop, you can share your booking details with other hosts, like everything, what days you were booked and how much they booked it for, things like that. You can actually share it. You can share it. It's crazy. Like if you check it out next time you're on your Airbnb app and next time, yeah, check it out.
Well, why would you share it with another host?
I don't know. I'm thinking the only thing is like, let's say somebody, maybe they wanted to get in on the, what's it called, market, the AirDNA market. Because I ain't gonna lie, I've only used AirDNA like once or twice for a couple of markets. But you can literally, what I've always tell people to do is log into Airbnb and just go through people's calendars with places that I like. I'll just pretty much run comps. But now you have the option to share your calendar with other people. I guess it's for hosts who want to start up and see what people are making. You know, they can actually help Airbnb if they can just, if some new person's like, yeah, I want to try Airbnb, but I'm kind of skeptical. I can just log in and see what other hosts near me are making. Be like, oh, I might hop on this. You know what I mean? See if it's profitable. Then you ain't got to pay AirDNA.
Or if you want to be a big, start accumulating houses as like a co-host or something like that. Yeah. That'll be a good portfolio. Hey, here, log into this. Look at my money I'm making a month. This is how much I can make you a month. That's a good sales pitch right there. Money talks. Yeah,
and that's another thing that brought me back to Arlington. I had a question. I said, if Arlington is allowing, so Arlington pretty much said, I guess you do have to get a permit if you're doing it out of a duplex, right? Out of mixed use, duplex, multifamily.
Everything needs a permit, yeah.
But I saw a couple of duplexes for sale. I'm like, okay, why are these people selling them if you can, unless they're hoping somebody who wants to do Airbnb is selling it, it wants to buy it. But I'm like, damn, these are cheap ass prices. So I'm like, maybe these people have tried to get permitted and they got denied. It's like, is Arlington trying to, I don't know, man. It's real crazy.
That might be it too, because maybe they say, okay, we'll approve it. You need like $20,000 worth of safety improvements before we approve it or some shit like that. because they get to walk your house. That's the problem, man. That's the issue right there.
Yeah,
they got a lot of power. It's a speculative move if you're gonna buy something hoping to Airbnb it in Arlington right now, because not only do you need the permit, they could change the parameters at any time. Well, we're gonna stop doing permits, or we're gonna pull some. It's too many. It's getting out of hand. Oh, neighbors complained. Sorry, we got to shut you down. It's a speculative move, so it better make sense as a long-term rental too.
Yeah, it better. That's the only way I buy in Arlington. If it don't make sense as a long-term rental, I say hop out the game.
Now, would you ever buy a half duplex?
No, and I don't like half duplexes. Like I'm not buying 150 for one bed, one bath, and then that's crazy to me. Like Texas is the only place I've ever seen. Like they literally have where you can buy half a duplex. I'm like, who wants to do that?
That's weird to me. I was like, so is that I would assume no, shit. That's weird, because if one owner owned both sides and then decided, I'm just going to sell one side. Okay, whatever. But then now all of a sudden, two owners own that same freaking thing. And something funny that I saw the other day, I was over there in Euless, and I saw over by off of Glade and 121. There's some duplexes back there. You figure Euless is high hoity-toity, but there's actually so they're bigger, nicer duplexes. But I saw one where the left side was painted green. They painted the bricks like green or blue or whatever, the whole house, the left side. And the right side, they left it like just a regular exposed brick, I guess.
Yeah. They were selling one side of it?
It looked weird as shit, because if you can imagine one house painted in half, right? It looks like a regular house, but it's a duplex. But they painted, it's a 2-story house, so it's tall, it's big. But half the freaking house was painted. The other house was just a regular exposed brick. So it must be either two different owners. It has to be two different owners.
Possibly. Yeah. If y'all in a state where they do that crap, let me know. Because I've lived in 4 different states and I've never seen them sell half duplexes. Like Texas is rampant on that. Like they'll let you buy half a duplex and sell the other half. It's just like, what? Like it don't even make sense. It's like it's a condo in the hood or something. I don't know. I've never understood it, man. It's just like I just didn't get it. But yeah, I hate the half duplex thing.
I'm gonna bring up something cool. With this whole situation with getting ticketed and having to transition away from Airbnb again, and it got me thinking again about deadlines and the magic of deadlines. So we spoke about them on this show, of course. But here's the thing. What it's got me gonna do, and I already have it planned, that I will, if I did get another citation, and I'm already gonna do this anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and fix up the other rooms at this house, and I'm gonna put beds in the other, queen beds in the other 2 rooms upstairs. Actually, the other 3 rooms. So I have 4 bedrooms upstairs of queen beds, decked out like big bedrooms, and I'll have those. I'll get it Airbnb ready, as Airbnb ready as I can get it. And downstairs we already have our big, master bedroom. I'm gonna have that set up, make it a little nicer. And I'm gonna do all these projects that I've been putting on the back burner because I've been so busy, and we got a new baby now and all this stuff. And so what's going on here? I've been dragging my feet on tackling this house like I want to, but now I've got some fire under my ass, and these deadlines coming, and I'm like, and here's a big reason why I want to get this house Airbnb ready, because this is a tip for you guys, because let's say this happens to you, and I don't know if anybody else would do it. Let's say if you're Airbnb out there, and all of a sudden your city blah blah turns a ban. They said, okay, y'all got to stop Airbnb today, but you got like 3 or 4 months of Airbnb income in the future coming towards you. You got all these dates booked, and well, what could happen? I mean, we have a free get out of jail free card, because we can call Airbnb up and say, hey, Arlington banned it. Sorry, you got to cancel these, and they'll cancel it. They'll cancel them for you, and they say they'll help these people try to find another spot. Whatever. It's too late. people saved up the whole year to come watch a Cowboys game. It's too late. They're not going to find nothing under $1,000 a night now. And so,
No, sir.
especially not a big ass house. Anyways, so what my partial solution to this is, I feel bad. You know, I feel a little bit bad. I feel bad. I feel a lot bad if I am having to shut down before December, before January, and all these people are gonna, not have a spot. Already got their flights booked and everything, and have nowhere to stay. So I talked to Airbnb about it. I asked them if this is cool, and I said, well, I got a house that ain't too far away from that house. It's the house we live at. What is it cool if you just honor their bookings and everything, and if they're cool with it, they can stay here for the exact same price at my house. Mm-hmm. And me and my family would just go live in the previous house again, just until the end of December, right?
Yeah.
And we'll just move back in there. I mean, if Arlington's really busting people's chops like that, we'll move back into that house, and then we'll just let these people rent this bigger house. Hey, it's a bonus because it's a bigger house. It's a little bit farther from the stadium. It's like 15 minutes from the stadiums, but it's a bigger house. They can just, and we won't miss a beat on the money we made, for these 3 months coming up, or these 2.5 months coming up. And they'll have a place to stay. They'll still get to come to town, do their thing. They'll have a bigger house, and everything will work out smoothly. And what Airbnb said, they said, we really can't promise, like, we really can't go off system like that and blah, blah, blah. Cause I was just saying, it's like a kind of promissory thing. They'll stay at my house instead because it's not the actual location, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, well, how about this? How about I get it up on Airbnb, this house we're at now, take the pictures, get it up on there, and have it as a running Airbnb. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, if you do it in that way, we can just transfer them all over to that house, and then it'll be perfect. I was like, okay, it's a thought. If push comes to shove, this house will be ready to Airbnb if I have to shut down shop. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be eating these $2,000 fines.
I have a question on that.
Okay.
All right. My bad. Something came through my phone. I have a question on that. So your current house is like, you shoot what? Driving 3 minutes from the stadium, driving wise?
The current house? Yeah.
Probably 3 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Probably 5 minutes.
Do you think those guests would be happy going further? Because you're taking them to Fort Worth, which it ain't too far, but if you know what I mean, that 3 to 5 minute drive, man, that's, if I was a Cowboy fan and you said, hey, man, my house is 3 to 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, shit, I'm taking this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then if you say it's pushed you a little farther out, I mean, I don't know. Well, you probably wouldn't care anyway because you're probably done. You're out after this, you know what I mean? Like the reviews on it.
I am a little bit, I was worried about the reviews, that people would be pissed and all that stuff. But the thing is, I would say the way, like you said, it's all how you word it, right?
Correct.
I could talk to these people. I can even call them and say, listen, this is the deal. Arlington shut down Airbnb and all of Arlington except for blah, blah, blah. And so I got shut down. Either this is what's going to have to happen. I'm going to have to cancel everybody's reservations. Or option number 2, you can still come to town, stay just a few more minutes outside, a little bit of ways. And with a bigger house, I would say with a pool, but then it's already too cold for the pool. But that would be a big bonus. With a bigger house and 3 bathrooms instead of just 2 bathrooms, and y'all can have a lot of room to stretch out, and for the same exact price. And they'll just transfer you over to this house. I said, if y'all don't do that option and you think it's too far away, that's cool. But what's going to happen? Airbnb is going to cancel your reservation, and you're going to have to find something within a week or 2, and hopefully it's not $1,000 a night. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go try to stay at that Lowe's Live or whatever. Gee. But I mean, I'm going to say it better than what I just described to you right now. But I'm going to work out how I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to say, I don't have to do this. Airbnb said they can just cancel all the reservations, and I'm out of the game. But I feel bad for for the guests that are coming to town. So I'm doing this option. We can't even stay at our own home. We're gonna go stay. I'll embellish it. I was like, we have to go stay at my parents, and because we had to put a long-term renter in there. We're gonna stay at my parents' house, and so we'll be out in the street kind of thing. But you'll have this big house to use while you're here.
Yeah, I think it'll work. You keep your income coming in.
That's the thing. The income won't skip a beat.
Yeah.
People can opt out of it, fine, whatever. But yeah, that's what the deal is going to be.
Man, that's I like that. That's me. I like people. When you think outside the box, I love it. So that was a good idea. When you brought that to me, I was like, hell yeah, try it. The only thing that worried me, I was like, well, if they're too far out, but I mean, hey, I still get a place to stay then rather than not having a place at all. Right. I think that's your selling point.
And the thing is, my Hearst house booked. I mean, I was almost solid booked in the Hearst house, and people were coming to the games. They were staying at the Hearst, and that one's farther than this house is to the stadiums. This house is closer to the stadiums.
Yeah,
we're right down, like I said, maybe 12 minutes to the stadiums, 12, 15 minutes. And I'll tell them the back roads to take. Perfect. But that's just an option. I talked to my wife about it, and she's cool with moving back into the previous house just till the end of December, and then and then that's. Yeah, everything. I think everything's gonna work out. That's the thing. That's what entrepreneurs. I mean, it's so funny. It's so funny, and I always get stuck like this. Not stuck like this. Whenever you sit down and you start counting your money, you start counting your chickens before they hatch, and you're like, you take a deep breath, man. I'm doing pretty good. That's when freaking curveball flies at you, man.
It hits the shame.
I was gonna say exactly that, but that's always seems to when you're like, man, this is a good day. Looking at all your money rolling in, looking at everything's rented out perfectly. You're making more money than ever before. What could go wrong?
That's when the thinking cap goes off.
But like the quote you put my quote up there today. Was it today?
Yeah.
That when I forgot exactly how my own quote goes, but it's something like, when failure is not an option. Can you pull it up? You got it right there?
Let me see.
I think I'll pull it up. I don't want to mess up my own quote. This is like
it said, if failure is not an option, bad situations become knowledge, power, and profit. Adversity is your friend.
And that's true.
Oh, yes, sir.
I dropped some gold on that one.
Yeah. That was a good one.
And what I meant by that, if it's kind of self-explanatory, because I guess an option for a lot of people is like, and I've known people that just like gave up. They said, okay, this house renting thing is too hard. I'm getting bad renters. I'm just going to give up. I'm going to sell it for a loss, take the failure and move on, go back to work and plug away until I'm 65, 70 years old and call it a life. And it's serious. They just give up. And it's just, but that's when you take the step to the next level. When shit happens and you adjust, and not only you adjust, you turn a bad situation into an awesome situation. Mm-hmm. And you heard it from Adam James. He said the bad thing that's ever happened to him or something like that. His greatest mistake was bankruptcy. And it just, after that, he just, ramped it up, man. He's been going nonstop since.
Yeah. You got to lose something in order to go be great, man.
Yeah.
You got to lose something.
So of course, I was devastated by this news and stuff like that about the getting shut down. But I'm like, man, no, something better is going to happen.
Yeah.
Something better is going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to adjust and just, I'm going to make more money than I was making.
Yeah. Every great person has a story after a great loss.
Yeah.
Every time, man. Like, look at Kobe. When Kobe lost Shaq, it took him a few years, but he bounced back. When the year LeBron lost Kyrie and Kevin Love, the next year he had them both, man. He just went rampage. It's if you lose something great, man, you have to learn from it, you bounce back 10 times harder. If you stay at it, you bounce back.
You got to stay at it. Most people quit. People quit. One great thing that happened, and I can't thank them enough, but it was actually, when this happened, I took the trash out that night, and I said, well, I need to check the mail. I'm going to check it right now. Someone told me, you sure you want to check the mail right now? Because what if it's bad news? And I was just like thinking like that. And sure enough, I checked the mail, and that's when that citation was there. And I was like, and I couldn't sleep, dude. You know, it was just weighing on me. Yeah. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know, I got, a new baby, brand new baby. I got bills to pay. I got mortgages to pay. What the hell am I going to do now? And so I'm just sitting there in bed trying to sleep. Wife's out in the living room with the baby because, trying to let daddy sleep a little bit because he has to wake up at 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. Of course, I can't shut it off now, dude. I can't. And once you get some news like that, you ain't going to go to sleep. And so I pull out the phone, start looking, and what do you know? There's a video. He put a YouTube video up, right, on his site. Our previous guest, David Flippett Weems. Yeah. And he goes, and a video titled "How I Lost $30,000." I was like, whoa, what's this all about? Go to Live Let Thrive Facebook page, and I put the video up there. And so he goes, and David Flippett Wing, he's a great guest. He's an awesome dude. He was walking out of the gym, and he's has the phone. He's just talking to the phone. He likes to do all his videos from his car, his badass ride. He shows his ride first, badass Corvette, and he gets in there and he starts doing his video. And he was saying, I'm gonna tell you guys how I lost $30,000. And he goes, all you see online is all these gurus and all these, I'm getting rich, I'm making all this money, he goes, you got to hear the bad stories too, because that's part of it. Half of the entrepreneur is the bad stuff. People don't want to tell you that stuff.
For real.
He goes, and so he just went into to make a long story short, he just, he likes to set up these houses to do, what is it, like assisted living type spots, and so which makes a lot of money. And so he got all the permits, he got all this stuff going and blah, 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 got everything got rolling, started renovating the place and got it up and ready. And all of a sudden the city said, well, we're not going to let you start renting out till next, like April or May, something like that. So he's going to just he's going to be losing all this money from all the money he put into it, all this, he has to pay every month on this stuff. He's going to be making no money at all until next year. And so, in other words, he goes, yeah, I just lost $30,000 because of a decision from the city. And so, but he's like, am I mad? And he goes, no. He's like, I'm upset a little, but I know that I'm gonna turn this around and I'm going to make even more than I was originally going to make on this thing.
Yep.
And so, it was a great video. You got to watch it. And afterwards, I was like, man, he made me feel good. I shared it on our page, and I went on there and I told him, man, thanks for this, man. I saw this video at the exact right time. I mean, it's perfect timing for me. And so it's like, thanks for sharing, man. And so, and that's it. There's, like you said, online, I'm the $1 million Airbnb host. I'm the $1 million this. I'm making money. You can make money too, and this and that. But they don't tell you how much money they lost. And just like a gambler, they go to Vegas. Seems like all my friends go to Vegas and they all win money. I don't know how these casinos are being made because they all won money. Like bullshit. You're just not telling me the time you lost like $1,000 that night. You just telling me when you won $300.
Yeah, man. Because you said when you couldn't sleep when you got that letter, that's how it was when they made me stop doing it out of my condo. I was like, oh man, I had all that money put in that condo. I was like, damn. But luckily, I found out about corporate renting, man. I went through Bigger Pockets forums and found out about that, man. I got lucky, but it really wasn't luck. It was more or less staying consistent. You know what I mean? You got to pick your head right back up. You're like, damn, took the loss. Got to go. Got to keep going, So, and that's what really boosted us into this podcast, these stories of like when we failed, Like, it was like, damn, this happened. Like with your Hearst house, like you've had like the story about your Hearst house, story about this house. Now I'm like, dang, I don't even know if I'm gonna do the rooms out of my house, but it's crazy, so it is what it is, but just learning lessons, the people that are local to us in Arlington or the DFW area, it's great information from them too. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to learn from your own mistakes. You can learn from our mistakes, But it's crazy how you heard that like at the right time, because it's like, man, you need that pick me up right then and there. It was right there.
I needed it, man. And I was like, well, I guess I know for a fact I'm not going to lose 30,000 from this whole ordeal. I might lose a few G's, but not 30,000. That's a lot of money. To me, it's a lot of money.
You know what's crazy about that? Like, all the information that we have, I think we have enough information from our podcast, our guests that we've had on, talking to each other, to where those things don't have to bother us because we know so many exit strategies. But it's like when it hits you in the face, it's just like, damn, how am I gonna handle this? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you something that happened to me. Like I haven't been really paying attention to my Airbnb, and I started noticing my bookings were slowing down from my Little Rock place. And I was like, dang. So I went on, I checked it, and I'm like, dang, I only got 2 bookings for next month, right? I'm like, damn, what am I supposed to do? And then I clicked. I'm like, oh, I can use those Facebook ads again, because I remember I turned it off. Turned my Facebook ads on. 3 days later, I got a week booking. And then right now I have somebody trying to book for 3 whole weeks up until someone else checks out. So I was like, man, that'll take the whole month. But it's just remembering those tools instead of panicking in the moment. Remembering those tools that we've pulled from podcast guests, our, talking to each other, using those tools and just knowing when to react, when to use those tools. It's just like, man, like you're like, oh, I can put them at this house. I have corporate. I can do long term. So it's just a matter of, man, use your inventory, use your tool belt. Don't be a one-trick pony. It's too much information out here. So,
yeah. And what forces you to use that better than adversity? That's when you have to start using it. It makes it makes you stronger. Just like an athlete. If you compete against the other best athlete or athletes in the world, it'll make you even stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're gonna go play, St. Mary's School of the Blind at basketball and just destroy them you're not gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, and I guess our competition. Well, we got competition too, in the rental space, whatever. But like our opponent is the city and these laws in a way. Yeah. You can look at it like that. Because shit's going to change, man. That's the only thing constant is change, right? And so it's going to something's always going to change and throw you. And that's why complacency, man. Like you said, you were complacent with the Little Rock place. You just weren't even looking at it. You're just complacent with it, and it starts to fade a little bit.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh, shit, I need some bookings. You found a way to get more bookings, right? You found a way to up your game. And so
man, my views went up 253%.
Damn.
It's crazy, man. It works. Yeah, Facebook ads work. And speaking of ads, man, I haven't looked into this one yet, but I heard the new ads to really get going, Google ads. A lot of people are on Google ads. But yeah, check those out. I'll if I end up doing Google ads, I'll do like a tutorial on one of our podcasts of me doing it. But yeah, the Facebook ads, I'm starting to get those down. That is a legit boost. So
nice. Yeah, and it's funny. Jasper did a show on Facebook. Was it Facebook ads? Really? It was something like placing ads and making getting your numbers up. He did a show on it after our show. Yeah. So, what up, Jasper? You listening to our show, man? You cherry picking over there? No, he's the man. He's the legend right there.
Yeah, man. We got to get him back on.
Yeah, we will. So, what else do you want to talk? Any more topics, or we're a little over an hour?
Oh, so, I was going to our guest questions. We got a guest question that came through.
Cool. Let's do this.
Yeah. So we have a question from Brian Wynn. He said, guys, love the show and your perseverance. Hey, quick question. As one who has one Airbnb property and working to open an assisted living location, that is the hot topic right there. Continuing on, when you got a business line of credit, are you still personally guaranteeing the business line of credit? I went to Wells Fargo, and they were like, sure, we'll give you cash in your LLC, but your ass is on the line for it. Let me know if it's something to do with tenor or something I am missing.
I hope that's exactly how the conversation went. Wells Fargo said, your ass is on the line for it.
Your ass is on the line for okay.
That's what kind of lender we Live Let Thrive would be, by the way.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like our guests say stuff that we. That's funny. Our guests pretty much talk.
They feel comfortable with us. They feel comfortable with us.
But what I'm gonna say on that is, I didn't personally guarantee mine, but I had 2 years of business income through them, solely through Airbnb, solely through Wells Fargo. So I would say if you're running business through an LLC, make sure you got like pretty much, I guess, not credit, but a relationship with that bank, like for 2 years. Most of the time it's 2 years, and they'll start giving you business lines of credit in your LLC. But yeah, if you're on the line for it, they probably don't have a business relationship with you. But I don't know. Send me a message back. Let me know, hey, I do have a business relationship with them. Then it may be a little something different. Like make sure you have 2 years of solid income through your LLC going through that bank account. Because it took me 2 years to get the business line of credit through them. Now I'm getting a bunch of them coming in because I got that one. And also use NAV. You can use NAV just to singularly to like get the full results of NAV. You have to pay like $27 a month. I would pay it once and you can cancel it if you want. But it'll tell you your business credit score, and it'll tell you what's impacting your business credit score, what all you got in there. But yeah. I would say something probably along the line of having a business relationship with that bank. If you have a business relationship with another bank, see if they'll give you a business line of credit. Because most of the time they'll just start sending you those messages and emails and mails through the mail where they'll say, hey, I'll give you a business line of credit. Fill out the application. They'll give you a little reference code. And then you just, on the application, you, of course, put your EIN number on there. So, yeah, that's what I would say. Develop a relationship with that bank and do business with them. Like if you do, anyone who's listening, if you have a business relationship with any bank where you're running business, they'll more than likely give you a business line of credit without a personal guarantee.
Yeah, they'll work with you, man.
Yeah.
And then it would be a win-win situation.
Yes, sir.
Brian Win. Win-win.
Brian Win. Yeah, win-win. Hope that's how we say his name. Oh, well. Send us a message if I butchered your name.
Oh, man. Great question, Brian. Thank you. Thank you for all the questions y'all keep sending at us. Thanks
from Virginia, by the way.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Nice.
How's the short-term rental market out there, Brian? Matter of fact, yeah, send us a message. Let us know how the short-term rental market is in Virginia. I would think Virginia Beach, you got to be – well, only thing about the beach cities, man, they have those down seasons. But, yeah.
Yeah. And the assisted living business, how's that going out there too?
Yeah, man, that seems to be the hot topic because medical is impervious to recessions, they say, which I believe. Medical, you always need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, recession.
They always find a way to pay for that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Just take more from our checks.
What'd you say?
Just take more from our paychecks. That's all.
There you go. Yeah, man.
So this has been a good show. We talked about we dug in a little. We talked about our trials. You know, a little bit of not all everything we do is positive. We don't win at every single thing, but we persevere, and you learn from the losses, right? That's what teaches you. Teaches you more than anything is the losses. So, and what me and my wife always tell each other when stuff comes up, we say it in Spanish, todo va a salir bien. Everything is going to work out good. Yeah, everything's going to be okay. Todo va a salir bien. Yeah.
See, everybody needs something like that with their wife. Me and Mahogany's is, we always give each other a high five, and we always say teamwork will make the dream work.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I like that, what y'all just said. She probably could understand that and teach me to say it.
Yeah, I'll text it to you so you can practice it. But yeah, having a supportive wife or spouse is invaluable, man. It's just unreal. You can't do it. You can't do it without. And it's
definitely.
And I've been in situations in the past where I've been with a partner that ain't supportive and shoots down aspirations and dreams, and I'm like, I'm glad I didn't end up with someone like that, because man, it's not good, man. It is not good.
That'll mess it all up.
We are blessed, my brother.
Yeah, man. So yeah, those out there who are, in a great relationship, cherish your partner, and if you aren't, remember, just check their credit score before you get in a relationship with them. And so,
before you get cozy, check with Cozy. I'm gonna call him up.
No, but I just usually get their password and see if they have Credit Karma. That'll get you in the door. I used to really do this, but moving on, I'm past that life.
Okay, so I guess Mahogany passed the credit test for you.
Yeah. Like Mahogany, she had really good credit. She was just like, I asked her. She was like, yeah, only credit card debt I have. I was helping someone out and stuff happened. And it wasn't even that much. So I was like, oh yeah, we can build something. but yeah, man.
Something else cool I heard.
Go ahead.
And I was listening to The Minimalists, and I wanted to dive in the next episode, our Patreon, whatever. We'll dive into some minimalist.
Go ahead now. Good now.
And I'll tell a little bit of it. This guest came on, and he was talking about, a lot of people are depressed because they put their they put their happiness into stuff, to objects, things, and it's never enough. You know what I'm saying? Instead of putting it into the things that actually make them happy, like spending time with family, going on trips, doing cool things, and just having these valuable experiences. But they want to get all this, shiny objects, and they end up paying a buttload of money going into debt for these shiny objects, and then going into a job that they hate to pay for all this crap. And it's just a vicious cycle, and they talk about it a lot. Melania Trump, whatever, the wife of Donald Trump, right? She was speaking to some college. This is before he was president, and it's a funny thing because it's a telling thing, because he said she was one of the students asked her, if Donald Trump didn't have any money, would you still have married him? And the way she responded to that was, well, do you think if I wasn't beautiful, he would have married me? So she said with that one answer that she just kind of showed the hands on both of them, because truth be told, she wouldn't have married his ass if he didn't have any money, and he wouldn't have married her ass if she didn't look hot, right? If she started gaining weight, lost her looks, whatever, he'd probably move on to the next one. That's just how he is. He wants the most hot. He's a rich, powerful man. He wants the most hottest chick he can get. That's how his thinking is. Yeah. And so it's like, it ain't with them too. It ain't even about love. It's about, she knows he's rich and powerful and she wants that money. She just kind of admitted it like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how I got on that, but it was just something interesting I heard, how people put these priorities on things, superficial things, or things, objects, or money. And I know money's cool. It always helps, makes life a little easier if you got enough in the bank. But if you're just thinking about the next thing you're going to buy, the next car, the next shiny thing, the next jewelry, the next bigger house, just it's never going to be enough. It's never going to be enough.
That reminds me of something my boy told me when I was a youngster. I was like 22, 23. He was older than me. He was like in his 30s. He was way like 10 years older than me. And, he was talking about love, and he's like, man, I know love's supposed to be unconditional. He goes, but it has to have a little bit of conditions. You know what I'm saying? It's like, naturally, you want someone that'll help you so you can help them. He goes, yeah, you can love anyone, but he goes, man, you do want somebody who wants to do something better for themselves. He goes, man, because it's hard to love a motherfucker who got rats and roaches, man. It just is. But he was like, dude, you're stupid. He was like, man, I'm going to be honest with you, man.
It's true, man.
But it's true. It's just like people. He was like, man, it's not that easy. It's people's certain types of thinking and stuff. It's just hard to love them, But but yeah, that's funny that she said that. At least she admits it. Like, I got the paper, But
keeping it real.
Yeah. But
if she's got conditions, he's got conditions. I mean, that's for them. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is for them. Yeah, man. But so. Few closing words to get out of here, man. Ladies, if you are ready to get your health and fitness game together, be sure to follow Mahogany Artis on IG for all your fitness and nutritional needs. And be sure to follow LLT on IG, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. And we appreciate the love. And thank you guys for being listeners.
Keep the questions coming. We love them.
Yeah, keep the questions coming. Oh, yeah, check out the Patreon.
It's lit.
All right. LLT is out.
Later.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.